My biggest my biggest fear is the passing of time. I'm trying to get this thing out of my bag. Okay. My biggest fear is the passing of time. And I want to say that I've wasted a portion of my life as a teenager, but that's not true. Um, and I feel like saying that because, like, I've been told by a lot of people in my life, whether it's people that were raising me or parents or I don't know, just like people, I guess. Um, I don't know. I've went in so many directions in like from the moment that I stepped out of high school to today. I've been in so many directions that I've lost myself quite a few times, and it took me a long time, I would say, to find where I want to be forever, like until I die, and if I'm gonna keep moving in different directions after that. Um, I think I'm finally in a place where I can say that I know where I want to be, and I know where I want to end up, and I know where I want to stay. But I've always had this fear that I wouldn't have enough time to find it, and I wouldn't have enough time to reap the benefits from it. Like, I've always had this feeling deep down that because the world is going to shit, not only because one, the world is going to shit and life is getting harder every day because of just like the society that we've built, but also because of how I am as a person, it's going to be extremely difficult for me to quickly find what I need or to quickly find what I want. And I find that very annoying because I'm a very ambitious person. And, you know, uh, a huge enemy for a lot of people, artists, is comparison. And that's a hell of a pain. But comparison is another thing. I would compare myself to other people or maybe someone else that does something that I do. And maybe the person doesn't even do what I do or what I want to do, but it's the success that they achieved. It's the fulfillment that they managed to firmly grasp. And maybe there's someone out there that is really young, that is very successful at their craft that I want to be successful in, and I'll tell myself these things like, oh, they did it when they were 12 and I'm 19. It's too late for me. Um, which is not true for many reasons, but yes, I have this irrational fear. Well, I wouldn't say it's irrational, but I'm I've always been scared that I wouldn't have enough time to find my path. And I can go back to the earliest memory I have of this fear was in high school when I would see other students who were just brighter than me, just better than me. They would study more, they would get better grades. They were just like better students. They would always make me feel like shit. Because it's like you can see it the way that there's some people, you can see it in the way that they live, that they have an objective. You can always tell when someone has an objective. You can always tell when someone is doing things to get somewhere. You can tell it and you can see it in their actions, in the way that they move in their day-to-day life. um and it's always so interesting to think about because it makes sense now, thinking back when I was a kid. The way that I was doing things like somebody who doesn't really know where they want to be. And that was very accurate for me because I didn't really know, but I just ended up in certain places. I would end up doing certain things with certain people. I would end up trying certain things, And every single time it would work out because I have this weird faculty that like I can excel in anything. Like if you teach it to me and I actually listen, I can excel in literally anything. And I've been like that my whole life. But the problem is I want to try everything. Well, I used to. I used to want to try everything. But it's not even because I wanted to. It's just I didn't know where to go. So the wind would kind of just take me. Life would just take me and just put me in whatever place. And then at some point, when I started getting a glimpse of what I could be in the future and what I would love to be and what I would love to do before I die, and the people that I would love to have around me, and the type of people that I would love to have as my friends and family, when I started catching a glimpse of that, I was so scared. And I think I was like 16 or 15 when it first happened. I was I was like I was so scared because I was like high school is almost over, which means like adult life is almost starting. And I don't even know what I want to do. I don't even know how I'm going to do it, but it's like I know I want something that's going to make me feel good. And I know I want to be around people who make me feel good. I know I want to do something that makes me feel special, makes me feel valuable. I want to do something that I love, that I like. I want to work in a place that I like. And over the years, this fear has just grown exponentially more and more. And no one has really taught me how to navigate that. Because here's the thing, the people around me when I was young, well, I'm young, but when I was younger, the people around me, I quickly realized that they live their life running. And whether they're running away from something or they're running to something, they're always running. And I it's not something that I agree with because I don't think you should live your life running from something or to something. But I've been raised by people who have like, I don't know. There are a lot of people in my entourage who have escaped poverty or escaped homelessness or have had very difficult childhoods, and they've managed to grow themselves into a situation that is safe, comfortable, protected, whether it's financially, emotionally, or physically, um and all three combined. But a lot of people that I live with are still living as if it's still happening, or they're still living as if it's it's still a threat to them, or it's still affecting them. So they will do things in a way that, you know, they'll do things in some sort of panic, where everything that they do, it's like the way that they act is like they're still running from it. It's either they're running from it or they're running to something bigger. But they're running in a way that's like it's precipitated. It's like it's not like a step by step walk towards a goal. It's like everything that they do is like, oh, you gotta get this. You need money. You need this. You need to go to school, get your education. You need this, and it's like, even in the way that they talk, you know. But it's very subtle, and I hated every second of it because that was one of the biggest reasons why this fear of time was installed into me, because it was like I don't want to keep running. I kind of just want to walk and take things step by step at my own pace, because one, I don't even necessarily know where exactly I want to end up, and I kind of want to try a bunch of other things first too. But as a kid, I wasn't really given that opportunity, and I was kind of I was kind of given the sense of like you have to rush it, like you have to rush like right now, because by the time you get 16, life is going to get serious. And then I got to 16, and then they would say by the time you get 18, life is going to get serious, you have to start rushing. And then I turned 18, and then by the time you turn 20, life is going to get serious. And now I'm 19, I'm about to turn 20 in January 20, yeah, in January 27. And now people are telling me by the time you turn 25, life is going to get serious, you have to start rushing. And I'm just, it makes me emotional because it's like, for how long do I have to like run? Like, for how long will life be a marathon? Does it have to be? You know? It's like, for how long do I have to race against a clock that I don't even, that a clock that doesn't even exist? You know? We're all gonna die someday. So why rush it? It doesn't even matter that much. I'm gonna leave this earth someday, you know? Like, inevitably. Like, I know it's gonna happen. So I don't have any reason to rush. So why would I want to do that? Why would I want to spend my life running from something or to something? Because I haven't had a difficult childhood. I mean, no, I have, but it's like I haven't I've never been given any reason to like I've never been in danger, like emotionally or physically or even financially. I've never had anything that's pushed me to have to run from something. I've been very annoyed from the people who I lived with. I've been pissed off a lot of times. I've felt a lot of times like I wasn't, you know, how I just wasn't in accordance to, the people that I lived with, but never to the extent of I had to leave or I've never had to escape poverty. I've never had to leave another country. I've never had to, you know, I've never been through a war. Like I've never seen another family member killed by someone else in front of my own eyes. I've never experienced something as such. So in my heart, I don't have the notion of running from something. If there's anything that I'm running from, it's running. Running is what I'm running from. And I have like stormed out of my house to go live with someone and then, end up somewhere and then end up somewhere and then now I'm here because that's what I ran from. And I wanted to make sure that I was in a place that didn't make me feel like I constantly had to rush everything because it made me so like that fear made me so miserable. It made me do things that were so like out of line with my goals because it put this idea in my head that since I'm so fucking out of time and like life is going to get serious pretty soon, might as well have fun right now, you know? Might as well go spend my money on, I don't know, drugs or snacks or, I don't know, going at the bar or nights out with friends or dates. And like I would, I don't know, spend my time, my energy, my money on things that would make me feel good in the moment because deep down I knew that soon I'm not going to feel good because life is going to start actually kicking in. And if I don't feel good now, what if I never have a chance to feel good because I'll be too busy running? That was the mentality that I had. I was like, well, if I'm going to spend my life fucking running a marathon, can I just have a little fun right now? But the thing is, the little fun right now turned into like an actual, like, long term period of my life. And now I'm in a place where I realize that I don't want to have to run anymore. I want to take things step by step. I want to visualize where I want to be, who I want to be, and I want to be able to have the peace to not feel like I can't just take a moment and be where I am, and not have to feel bad for wanting to just sit down and just don't run, don't walk, just take a second, stop, sit down on the floor, and just, just look at where you are, and just, that's what I tell myself anytime that I'll have like an episode of just not being able to do anything because I feel so pressured, you know. I think a lot of people feel that pressure, and a lot of people don't actually listen to themselves because a lot of people don't want to, they don't want to rush, you know. But some people have been raised to rush everything, and there are situations that do require you to rush, you know. But I don't know, it's all about perspective, because you have time. You do have a lot of time. It just seems like you don't. It seems like you don't because things go very fast sometimes. It happens, but I don't know. That's just something I had to tell to myself. And it's something that I have to constantly tell myself. Yeah, because you do have time. But the reality is that some people, they don't have the time that you have because of the reality that they live in. It's not your reality. Some people don't have the chance to be able to sit down and look at where they are and choose where they want to be, but you have that choice. So don't rush it. Because if you rush, you won't make a good decision. Don't rush it because someone else told you to rush it, because they're rushing. Their rushing is not your rushing, you know? Are you rushing or are you dragging? Okay, I'm sorry, that was corny. I think that's all I have to say, really. It's, what time is it? It's like 4 a.m. Okay, I've been up since 11 p.m. I haven't been able to sleep. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say. My videos are getting better. I mean, this is my second video, but I've filmed a bunch of videos, but not all of them were good, so I only post like a few of them because the thing is I'm still not that comfortable on camera, but every video, like every time I film myself, I get more and more comfortable and able to like just express myself without feeling a block of some sorts. But yeah, consistency is beating my ass. I have not been this I haven't posted shit, but it's fine. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me. Yeah, thank you. All right. All right.